Welcome, pond hoppers, back to Small Ponds, Big Dreams. On this week's episode, we got a little bit of a gift-giving guide for your anglers in your life. Other than that, we got the Nico rig or Neko rig in the lure light and a little would you rather shenanigans. So, without further ado, let's jump on into it.
All right, for the third time, how are we doing, boys?
Fantastic.
Not too bad.
Well, are we feeling still kind of, fat and chubby from Thanksgiving meal?
A little bit.
Oh, for sure. After going to two places and coming home and eating another meal, I mean that's what you got to do, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm still gonna be all Thanksgiving out today. I think that's what my plan is for dinner tonight. It's just some more Thanksgiving leftovers.
Oh yeah, it's the way to go.
Yeah, I mean.
Thanks. What was that one thing that I know that you made? It was like a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich or something.
Oh yeah, dude. I take like turkey and stuffing, mashed potatoes, all the fixins that you like, and just put it in between a toasted bread and make it a sandwich. It's frickin' delicious.
A little cranberry sauce.
I will sometimes. I was not vibing this year with cranberry sauce. I put it on a little sandwich I made.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I wasn't really vibing to it, but it is what it is.
Now the real question here is, Kyle went to 2 Thanksgivings, right?
Yeah.
How many of those Thanksgivings, Kyle, had deviled
Correct.
eggs?
I know 100% for one. Hey, babe, was there deviled eggs over at the other one? I guess so. Yes, there was. I just didn't get none. They were probably gone.
Just saying.
So my sister did this year. It was different too. She put candy bacon on them.
Ooh.
It was like maple syrup with bacon, and it's just dried up, and it gives it like the sweet texture with the bacon.
That's the devil's breakfast.
Dude, it was absolutely fantastic.
That sounds delicious.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would be all over that.
Yeah, they didn't last long.
Yeah, I would have had like 5 on my plate.
I might have had 5 in my mouth before they could make it to my plate.
I cooked 2 turkeys at one place,
dude,
and then dude, it's great. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'd go straight Homer Simpson and drool all over myself. Anyway, so Thanksgiving is come and gone. We figured now it seems like we're on to Christmas. So we, this week, are going to give some hopefully gift-giving ideas for your anglers in your lives. But beforehand, did you guys get into any kind of fishy shit this week? I know we had a nice cold snap here in Ohio.
Yeah. We went out to Popo Pond on Saturday. Whole lot of nothing for an hour. Then we switched to another local pond and tied on that jerk bait and managed to catch myself a nice little, probably, 1.5-pounder. Forgot to measure him that day, but on the jerk bait. Nice, very gentle jerks and pauses, long pauses, and I've got one.
Can I let it be known that was on my birthday, and I did not catch anything, and I did not become sour.
He did not. He had a very good attitude the whole time. And I will say that catch was dedicated to Matt because he's the one who first got me to use a jerkbait and taught me fishing in the first place. So, he gets credit for all my catches.
Okay, don't put him on that big of a pedestal.
I mean, he can. Don't you tell him what to do.
He deserves it for how good his attitude was.
100%. Yeah.
How about you, Kyle? You got into any fishy stuff?
No, unfortunately not, but the only thing fishy, well, I will spoil for maybe everyone, if that's okay, that we are doing a gift exchange for Christmas. for an episode. So I have been shopping. That's pretty much the only thing fishy, honestly.
Who doesn't love fishing for shopping gifts?
I mean,
For
who
fishing
doesn't love
gifts?
shopping for fishing? Yeah.
It's just a good time all around. Actually,
It
I
is.
guess if we're gonna say and let that be known, I also ordered your guys' stuff this week, so
I'm behind the game. It'll be this coming week. I will order all of yours.
Yeah. I mean, sales. Only reason I jumped on it is there were sales for some stuff that I wanted to
Correct.
get you guys, and I was like,
Yes,
screw it,
sir.
I'm just gonna jump on it now. But my week fishy wise, yeah, I went out with James on my birthday, caught nothing, and did not go out. Have not gone out again. I do plan on going tomorrow, but I guess stay tuned to find out if that adventure becomes turns into anything. The only other thing fishy wise is, of course, I have I had one thing come in the mail. I got my new bait wrap for my swim baits from fall of '74. As I showed you guys before we got in here, I got the nice orange, like, gator skin with blood splatter on it. So this thing's super duper sick. It's definitely going to house all my swim baits when I'm on the go, on the run, out fishing. So I think this thing's going to be super dope. Can't wait to get it out and test it some. I didn't really get anything else. I've been like chilling. I did some rigging of some swim baits. Kind of messed around. I showed that to you guys. Yeah, nothing really. I mean, it was like it's that week where I feel like you're just kind of lazy because you've worked all year long and it's the first time you're off for a good amount of time. Well, at least for me. But yeah, so are we going to go into gifts? Is that what you guys want to jump into
Do you want
now?
to go into gifts, or should we talk about the fact that this pod is dropping on Cyber Monday?
Oh, snaps! We talk Cyber Monday
Oh.
over on Tackle Warehouse.
Let's get to it.
Here we go. Cyber Monday, 25% off select brands. Should I go through all the brands, or should we just call out a couple of them?
Call out a highlight, because there's a lot on there that, personally, I definitely don't mess with.
Yeah, there's a lot
Sure,
I'm not
for
jumping
sure.
around on. First things first, that grabs my immediately, BKK hooks. Great hooks. They also have the OCD boxes, which they're coming out with like the starter kits, so it's a little cheaper, and it's a very, very nice idea for a simple but effective storage system. If you guys haven't seen that, that's like where it looks like they have like almost like cassette tape holders that you can label and put your hooks in, and then it's stored in like a big box. So that's pretty cool. If you really want to go bougie, go the fully loaded for $300. But I've used a few of their hooks. The Silent Chaser Dragging Ned, which I've called out before on the podcast, just picked up some of their Spear EWGs. So yeah, definitely. I've also used their Armor Point drop shot worm hooks before. Definitely a great hook company if you're looking for a new hook company. Also pops out right away to my eyes, Fenwick rods. We've called them out a few times now, so you get 25% off. I mean, you can get into their entry level rods very simply with that. I have a few of those, and they've been a real workhorse for me. I called out in the pod before that I smacked a tree with one of them, and it still works. So that's another good one I think that you could look into. The only other one that really pops out to my eyes right off the bat is the Hobie eyewear. I wear Hobie eyewear. They're amazing. I personally am going to probably get a pair of these because I don't have the floating ones that are made out of like the refurbished kayak hulls. So I think that's pretty cool to fall off your face while you're out on the water. They're just going to float for you and get them right back. So 25% off those. Now, those are the ones that like really grab my eye. Ones that I will call out just for purposes are if you're just getting into bass fishing, you don't really know what to grab, and you want something reliable, cheap, but in that entry point, you're getting what what you pay for, but you're still getting something that's definitely going to catch fish. I'm going to call out Strike King. They're going to have everything you need, like legitimately everything you need. I'm not a huge Strike King guy, but I know that their stuff is at least worth the amount of money that they offer it for, and it will catch you fish. So I will call that one out. And then I think the last one I'll call out is just because I'm interested in trying some of their stuff this year, and that is Fish Lab. Their swim baits kind of started catching my eye when we were working on that one episode. A couple of their soft plastics have caught my eye as well. And also the guys over at Aggressively Average Anglers have always said this is a good company as well. So something I personally am thinking about checking. And then just, I guess, one more, if we really have to. We'll call out Dirty Jigs, because I think everybody likes a good swim jig, and I've heard their Dirty Jig swim jig, the new one that just came out, is like super duper cheap and still really, really good and reliable. So I feel like that might be something worth checking out as well. Anything you guys see, or anything you guys want to call out on here?
You pretty much covered them all. I was definitely going to mention Fish Lab for any of those who are catching the swim bait bug from Matt talking about it. They've got those nice cheap ones, and they look good. I'm definitely going to give them a try.
Yeah, they're looking kind of tasty for those guys wanting to just try out a nice cheaper swim bait, something you can throw on your entry level gear, something like that.
Sure.
I definitely agree. Looking more into it now, also, I'll call out Kitech. Kitech's pretty good too with their small swim baits. Their little Kitech Fat Impact, Swing Impact. Those are really nice. I know Bobby Roast Beef from Jigs and Bigs talks about them all the time. So nice freaking 25% off that. That's a killer deal if you can find them. I mean, even if you're a big fan of like rattle traps and things like that, we got a Bill Lewis sale. So there's that. And even got Big Bite Baits. I used their Nicorama this year, and that was I used that a couple times and had some success with that.
How would you rig that one up?
The Nicorama, Nico rigged. It's a Nico rig. 100% a Nico rig. That's like the only way I'm rigging that.
Okay.
But they have some other stuff that looks kind of interesting. They do have some fuzzy baits as well. They got like the new fuzzy sensation stick. So that one looks pretty interesting. And they have some other things that I know that's coming that looks pretty good too. So that's another one, a little sneaky one maybe. So yeah, let's jump into presents for the angler. You guys want to jump into that now?
Yeah.
Cool.
That sounds perfect.
When I came up with this idea, the first thing that popped up in my mind is I feel like most people, when they're looking to get something for their angler, obviously the first thing they go to is gift cards. But other than that, I think the things people think of are line, maybe line, but rods, reels, and lures. That's like the main three that people immediately think of. At least I feel like. Am I wrong here, gentlemen?
Not at all.
Okay. What about you, Kyle? You think that's a fair assumption?
100%.
Okay. Well, so that's why when we came up with this, when we started this, the first thing I said was no rods, no reels, no lures. And that's because I feel like those things are really hard to pick out for an angler, unless you really, really know what they fish for, how they fish, and what they need in their arsenal. Am I right?
Very, very much so. It's hard to buy those for a fisherman unless you know what they throw.
Exactly. Or if you know
Right.
what they need.
Or ask questions in general.
Yeah, but like honestly, if I were to go to buy one of you guys a rod right now, I mean Kyle is kind of easy because he's still new and beginner, but James, I wouldn't know what rod to buy you or a reel. Lures, I do because I know you, but if I didn't know you that well and you were a relative, I wouldn't know.
I mean, if you listen to the rod and reel combo episode, you would definitely know what rod and reel you could buy me.
Yeah, it's called BFS. But I do know that, but for all intents and purposes.
Correct. Normally, no.
So I think immediately we go into things that aren't of that nature, right? What can you get a fisherman that is going to help him on the water, or is something that he's going to enjoy as a gift? So that was kind of the task that me and the boys went through, and I think from what list I've looked at, I think we did a pretty good job. So, James, do you want to start with your list, or do you want me to go through my list?
Well, I mean, we can start kind of categorically even.
Okay. All right. So where do you want to start categorically?
Well, I mean, you could go with the first thing, of course, you think of is tools and accessories.
Tools
Or
and
bag.
accessories. Or bags. All right, let's start there. So the first thing I'm offering up is the Busby Quick Cube Tackle Bag. This is not only something that I think is a great gift, this is also something that I think is just great in general for any angler, but definitely a great gift idea because it's not really niche. Every fisherman will use these. This literally soft plastics. You could throw a bunch of treble baits in here. There's different sizes. All kinds of things you can do with this little cube. It's waterproof.
No, it was rubber.
Yeah. And anything goes in this. So that's why I threw this up here, because I think when I was getting into like pond hopping, the biggest problem for me is like, okay, cool, I got these tackle boxes to hold my terminal, my hard baits, all this fun stuff, kept it nice and neat, but then I'm like, okay, now I have 12 bags of soft plastics I want to take with me. And that's why I think these would come in really good handy or handiness for anybody that is in the same boat. Or even if you're just a bank angler, this would be great for a bobber fisherman. If you just wanted to throw your wax worms, your bobbers, some hooks, some line, all that you need, right in that little container. So that was one of my first thoughts. James, did you have any storage?
I did not have storage.
No, but you did have some nice pliers here.
I've raved about the Beyond Braid pliers. They're kind of a all-in-one tool, and they come attached so you don't lose them, even though I've lost one pair.
One side note, James, they are sold out.
Are they sold out?
Yep.
Oh, for now.
Yeah, for now.
You can probably go to Amazon and still get them. Or
it seems like
that's just the actual Beyond Braid site.
$25 off. Yeah.
Can I offer you a secondary option? I was checking out these. It's unavailable too. Anyway, I was checking out the Rapala stainless steel fisherman's pliers. I think you can also get these on Amazon as well. They're a little cheaper, but I definitely went with the stainless steel so you don't rust. That's my biggest. Like, if you're buying needle nose pliers for a fisherman, you need to make sure the material it's made out of is rust preventative, because that's the biggest problem. I have a pair of pliers that I had to get rid of, or need to get rid of, because they're so rusty you can barely open them. But I also had another storage item. This backpack, James. I've been rocking this backpack all year. I don't know if you're watching this as well, James, but the Cass King's Bait Space Fishing Sling Bag. What's really cool about this bag is it's multi-purpose. You can make it a sling, or you can make it a regular backpack. I have used this for 4 months of my fishing season this year. I've walked through creeks with this. I've jumped through bushes. I've walked through foliage. It's rained on it, everything. This bag is amazing. You can stuff it to the brim. It's even got a nice water bottle holder on the side, which is amazing because we always say you need your water. It also has a rod holder, I believe, on the other side. I will tell you, I don't use that. It's kind of annoying. But as far as functionality-wise, it's amazing. I actually just got one of an upgraded one, a little bit bigger version of the same thing for my birthday from my wife. So I plan on using that a lot next year. Even comes with a nice little bait O-ring kind of a deal. That has come in handy with my swim baits up until getting this bait wrap. I've put those in there, and that's been really nice. And again, entry level, real cheap, especially right now on sale with the Black Friday deal for $19.49. I bet that stays going for Cyber Monday as well. So if you're listening to this and are looking to get a backpack, that's a good one. But let's pair that with, I'm pretty sure James had, you get you a nice hydro flask to go in that backpack.
Oh yeah, got to carry your water.
Why you like the hydro flask?
I have not owned one myself personally, but they're a cheaper option than going with something like Yeti, and it's going to do the same purpose. It's still going to keep your water just as cold. I like the straw function on this one as opposed to just your regular unscrew cap to make it easier to enjoy your beverage.
Nice. I use a hydro flask. I quite like them. They're very, very nice. So I'm on board with that. I don't think we have any. I don't think I have any other bags or accessory wise. I mean, the last we talked pliers. Actually, I do.
You do have
Sorry
another
here, boys.
couple bags. Yeah.
If you want to go bougie, get you the Evolution Fishing Drift Series backpack. Now, what I thought looked really cool about this, if you're getting this as a gift, you're also getting him or her a nice set of tackle boxes to go along with this. So I feel like the value gets even higher. Boxes don't look terrible, but yeah, that one looked cool. And then I also had this one, James, the Z-Man Bait Blocks tackle bag.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of concept as the Buzzbee, but in this one you just put them in like sideways, and it just you got like 3 individual pouch areas and a pouch up top. I mean, this fits tons of soft plastics. This can fit. I mean, You could even throw an extra reel in here, your extra line if you wanted to, anything of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
That one looks like fabric, though, doesn't it?
I would say it is more of a fabric material, other than like that waterproof, resistant, like rubber type material, like the Buzzbee one is. And the Buzzbee one is cheaper, I will say, but I did throw this in here just because I know James loves Z-Man, and I mean, I'm sure James wouldn't not carry a bag that says Z-Man.
Oh, for sure.
And then I will say, so that's like the bags. The last thing, because we pulled the needle nose out, I feel like you also need to say split ring pliers.
So I'll also say the Beyond Braid have a split end on the end of it as well.
I did see that. The problem I have, so I don't have Beyond Braids. I actually have like a really cheap off-brand pair of pliers that has that. They tend to be thicker.
Yeah.
If you notice on these Bubba ones, it's nice and thin.
Yeah.
So that's my only call out. I agree with you. 2-in-1 deal there if you wanted to. But I feel like now that I'm getting into hard baits, even with like a Rapala Husky Jerk or a Vision 110, like changing your treble hooks feels like something that's just going to be inevitable at any point. So I feel like that's also a pretty decent one. Then I guess the last tool. Well, I guess the last tool I had, the last 2 tools I had was scissors. James, I don't think you had any types of scissors, did you?
I did not.
Okay. So I will say my scissors I had on here. I by the way, James, I just noticed these. The G-Crack Kiwami braid scissors. Little on the pricey side, but your boy had to throw it.
I wonder what the hole in the bottom is for.
I think it's like so you can almost put it like on a key ring.
Yeah.
Or if you have a boat, you can put it on like your boat's kill switch ring. But I had to just throw it in here because it's G-Crack.
Right.
The only reason I threw it in there, because in reality, I have the Boomerang Tool Company snip line cutters, which I will say, not my favorite snips in the world. However, they have lasted and stayed sharp for quite some time.
I like the retractability of them. It's nice to just have them hooked on your bag, pull them around, use them, and let them go, and then go back to your bag.
I agree. My only problem
I like the accessibility to them, except for having to constantly put them in your bag like I do with mine.
I agree, but I will say the retractor in mine on one of them broke, and it was just because like I had it hanging on my bag, and after so much time, it just kept dragging. Like it like fell farther and farther down. So I just had to cut it because it was like kicking me in my leg. So
like how you said dragging.
Yeah, it kind of dragged out, didn't it? Kind of weird.
It kind of did.
It kind of did. And $10 says it's going to be a new soundboard next week. But yeah, good gifts there, Snips. Let's see. Let's do a James one next before we jump into that. James, what do you got here, buddy?
So that
The
is
strike zone?
the pocket knocker lure retriever. So when you get snagged on the bottom on something, you just slip that around your line and send it straight down your line so it knocks your lure loose.
Huh.
No shot. So it's kind of like when people take their reel off their rod and throw their rod in.
Exactly. Yes. So instead of,
Yes.
risking your $150 rod,
right.
you've got a $6 pocket knocker that you can risk instead.
So when now,
does anybody have used these?
So listen, I have not used one of these. However, growing up, my dad had something in the boat called a bonker. At least that's what he called it. And it was literally like a metal. You know how a screw lock looks like on a swim bait hook?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like that, but at the end of it, it was like a 15-ounce weight, massive lead weight, and it was hooked, and they had it hooked to a giant piece of rope. And what you would do is you would take the screw-on part and you would screw it around your line, and then you'd let it go, and it'd fall all the way down to where your lure was, and it'd smack it, and it'd come right off. And they called it the bonker. So I think that's the same idea. But my problem here is how much does this weigh? And if this doesn't work, now I've got my lure and this stuck.
I mean, you're only doubling how much you're losing because chances are mostly your lure is going to be $6 or more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind losing that $6 lure trying to get something back like, I don't know, Evo tungsten chatterbait perhaps.
Yeah, or I don't know, drop out
My
supplies.
question is, what if it's plastic and it smacks it that hard? Like, how heavy is this?
Yeah, I couldn't find out.
And I don't know, like in the river also, because you got to think if you're in the river and you threw that down there with that force, and then plus the speed of the river flowing, like a creek or whatever, you know what I mean?
So these are.
It's gonna come down pretty hard.
Oh, and you get 3 of them for $6, by the way.
So how heavy is it?
I don't know, because the other one says 4 ounces. This one does not say. I don't know, James. Order some and bring them to my house. I got a scale.
For sure.
Because I honestly, I agree. I think it's a great idea. I think this would be cool because I agree with James.
Well, yeah, for sure.
I'm willing to risk one of these, but at the same time, I do have some concerns with how much it weighs and the force and all that stuff. But yeah, this looks okay. All right. Not only have you found a gift that I think sounds like a great idea, you found something that I might need in my tackle box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, especially if it works. I mean, that's even greater.
Oh, yeah. Like, if it works. The bonker that my dad had, it worked like every time. Every time. My dad got so many lures back that I was like, ain't no way in HE double hockey sticks you getting that fucker back. But, yeah, that's pretty sick.
Not in that technique, right? You wouldn't think, but, man, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So James is saving lures, and my next item is going to save your rod. I got the Rod Glove Tournament Series Casting Rod Cover. Now, this is awesome for your bank angler because it's going to keep your rods nice and safe within travel. I know personally I drive a Honda Accord, and let me tell you, it's not fun trying to stuff my rods in there all the time. So things of this nature will help you out immensely. Also, if you think, well, my person of interest for gift giving is a boat angler, what's really cool about these for boat anglers is I'm pretty sure these float. So if you are traveling at high speeds and you forgot to Velcro your rods down on your bass boat and one of them flies off and you have a rod glove on there, it'll be floating and you can go retrieve it, other than saying, damn it, I just lost $1,000 combo. So I thought that was pretty cool. Comes in
that's pretty sweet.
Plethora of colors. And it seems to be a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. So yeah, I threw that on there. I thought that was a cool one. Like I said, especially I really think it's really huge for the boat anglers and that floating. The bank anglers, yes, keeping everything nice and safe, really big and key. But those boat guys. I really think that's a kind of a game changer. What's James got for us next? Pro Knot Fishing Knot Cards. What is this?
It's a set of laminated cards with a bunch of different knots on
I
it.
actually like that.
Kyle
Actually
needs
like
this.
that.
Kyle needs this.
I mean, I use a few knots, but hey, you know what? Honestly, it did take me a minute to learn how to tie braid to the leader line, I guess. And but I got the first try
I
though.
will say the Alberto knot is not on there.
It's not, but the Albright
Unfortunately.
Special is.
Yeah.
You can
So,
use
you
that
know, I thought it'd
instead.
be a good gift for your beginning anglers out there.
Oh, James, I'm so sorry. Yes, I agree that Pro Knot is amazing. There's a couple in here that, like, I know the Palomar, the Uni, but, like, the Snail Knot, I don't know that. I really don't know the non-slip loop knot. That might be a good one to have. Same with the Albright. Same with the Blood Knot. Yeah, that's cool. I've never even seen this before. That's a really good gift, actually, especially for a beginner.
And it's nice, cheap stocking stuffer even.
Yeah, but there's only 3 left, so if anybody wants this and is hearing
They
this on Monday, you
Do
need to
have
hop on it.
another set on Tackle Warehouse that might have more available that I think have 90% of the same knots.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's on there. By the way, I was scrolling through your stuff, and you did have one more piece of gear, which is something I need to get. And that's the Beyond Braid Fishing Digital Scale.
I actually really
Why-
liked this because of the backlit screen.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
100%.
I like we got the nice clamp, because you know me, I hate the stupid hook.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be so much more harmful.
I like it
to the
because it
fish.
comes off of it, and you can hook it to
Yep.
it. And you
Mhm.
don't have to hook it on the fish like that picture right there. You
Yep.
don't have to do that.
You
Water
don't have to do
resistant?
that.
Yeah, so let's say if it's a nasty catfish, you know, and I hate touching them because honestly they're just slippery and slimy and they smell like shit.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I like
I mean,
this.
honestly, I like that. Honestly,
And it
I
has
think it's
a
a great gift.
built-in measuring tape too.
Ooh, even better.
It's even sweeter.
So you can get all things you need. You know we need this in one of our backpacks because Guggen's quad scales suck. They are not good. So
And I can say
that's-
everything I've gotten from Beyond Braid has been quality.
yeah, agreed. Can we? You want to go ahead? We're gonna go ahead and do your last because you only have one last item on yours, and that was the Road Box men's UPF 50 plus fishing shirts, long sleeve UV sun hoodies.
So you can get them from $10 to $20. That's why I put these on here because they're cheaper. So it's something more economical than, of course, going with like AFCO brand sun shirts. They're going to be more expensive, a little higher quality, yes. But it's a nice, cheaper option for you. I own a few of them. They're a little heavier, but they still work. They're great.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like some wind resistance right there.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have some of these as well, James. These are amazing. I picked these up this year. Nice and cheap, gets the job done, performs, I would say, about as well as any other sun shirt on the market. Of course, I mean, I didn't even have any shrinkage with wash. Yeah, these were good this year.
Mhm.
I stocked up on these real early on, and we'll probably use them again next year as long as, don't fatten up too much over winter.
Put on those winter
But
pounds.
since we're on brands of clothing, I will do my clothing. Now, I am going to start with my clothing off with our eyeballs. So we were talking about Hobie eyewear. I actually wear a pair of Hobies. I think this is a great time to get your fisherman or your angler a pair of sunglasses. Every angler should have a nice pair of polarized sunglasses. Therefore, we're taking a look in that water better. You can see the fish better. If you're a bed fisherman, this is key. And also, at the end of the day, it protects your eyes. I mean, the sun blaring down on you, bluebird skies hitting the water, that glare, it is not good for your eyeballs. So, if you would like to protect your significant other's eyes or your family member's eyes, this is definitely where you want to go. And also, you can get the floating ones, which I think are amazing.
I
I've
do
lost way too many
recommend
sunglasses.
anything that comes around the sides, like the first one up there, the Matadors,
Yes.
anything that comes around a little ways. It's not my personal style in sunglasses everyday wear, but when it comes to fishing, definitely.
So these are the ones that I have, but not the floating ones. This is before they had floating. I think it wraps out just enough with that curve, but I get a little in. That's where I like our sun shirts with the hoods.
Mm-hmm.
I just get that hood on there. I get a little gaze over it, and I'm nice and covered. So I'll start that off. Hobie eyewear, definitely check them out. Any other eyewear if you like. I just like the Hobies, but definitely think sunglasses are a good go-to. Also, while we're on Tackle Warehouse, let's take a look. I think sun gloves, something I need to get next year. Something James got me turned on to. He got a pair this year. I don't remember the brand. Probably AFTCO, but his are amazing. I am going to probably check out these Fish Monkey half finger guide gloves. I think they look really sick, but definitely something this year that I think was a game changer for James. It's something that can change my game next year.
I will say yes, the ones I own are AFCO. I also looked for ones with an open palm so I can feel that rod on the palm of my hand better as well.
Yeah, so me and you, I think, are going to be a little different on that one. I think it would drive me insane, personally. I think the way I hold my rod, my fingers come around and hold the rod blank underneath my reel, so I don't think I'm going to have a problem with that. But I see the appeal to it. It's something that, weirdly enough, I think would drive me insane. So that's why I looked at these, especially in like crazy colors. Those are dope. What is that, like green cheetah?
Oh, those scream 80s to me.
Yeah, and I like it. I like the little,
For sure.
I like the little bass right here. No, they're all bass. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's sick.
That is.
Oh, dude, that is sweet.
Oh, that's going on my wish list. Those are sick. Okay. Anyway, so then I wanted to talk about apparel. I think apparel is great. Honestly, if your fisherman or angler is going to be out in the winter weather, find some winter weather appropriate clothing. Purchase that for them. Whatever it may be, look for those kind of apparel niches that you can find. I felt like it'd be too hard to scroll through and find things to pick out. But what I did pick out is something I like, and I think every one of us likes, at least here at Small Ponds, Big Dreams, and that's graphic tees, right?
Yeah, everybody likes graphic tees.
What about Kyle? Oh, I'm pretty sure Kyle's a graphic tee guy as well. I mean, both of you are. You both wear graphic tees.
Right.
So I figured I'd call out some companies that I've noticed has some good graphic tees that are relevantly to the bass fishing world. So the first one I'm calling out is Lateral Vision. I don't know if you guys taken a look at these, but they have some super sick tees. Just something I don't have any apparel from them, but it's definitely something I've looked at and been like, okay, these are cool.
Them were pretty sweet. I like that.
Another one, Throwback Baits. Their merch is pretty sick as well. And then boy over at Dropout
Oh, we
Supply.
love stickers.
He's got some nice graphic tees in my opinion. Just picked me up one as well. Guys, I thought you would like the "It's cool to clean up trash."
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, that's sweet. I would totally rock that.
Or the litterings for losers. So I just thought those were some graphic tee merches you could get into if you were so into it. Anything else? Any other gift ideas you guys got? Kyle, you got any gift ideas?
Honestly, I think what you pretty much already said, and pretty much for everything, is pretty much what you got, and James has already got. I mean, yeah. I mean, I really couldn't even really think anything else.
Hot hands.
I mean, for merch, yeah. Oh, yeah, wind warmers, maybe.
If your fisherman's going to be fishing the winter.
Yeah, if your fisherman's fishing any winter scenario, hot hands for sure. It's going to be me tomorrow.
I've seen them gloves, too, though. I don't know how well them work, though.
Oh, the heated gloves?
Yeah.
I don't either, and to me, it sounds like a fire hazard, so I'm good.
It does. It sounds like it's going to blow up.
Yeah, I don't
it
mind
really
risking
does.
damage to my hand, but risking it to my rod and reel, no thank you.
No, that sounds terrible.
It does.
Any is there any gifts that you're hoping you get this year for Christmas?
Yeah. Nothing comes to mind.
Um, I would like to try a new, probably a new, I would like to try a glide bait or something in between them lines, or I don't know. I would also like
Kyle
to try
wants to get
some
into
Q
something.
bombs too.
You
I want
just
to try
gotta
something
fish.
different too.
Kyle just needs
Yeah,
to
I just want to
fish.
fish and learn how to do new techniques because that's I like doing new. I like going to the old trustees. I mean the ones that that are going to 100% hopefully 100% catch. You know what I mean? But I would like to try something new and different and hopefully get snags on that so I can brag about it also.
Oh yeah, dude. It'll happen. We'll get it done next year for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Any other articles of business before we get into this week's Would You Rather, boys?
Well, we should probably take a little jaunt over to the lure light.
Oh,
All right.
let, let, let's jaunt.
Okay.
Alright, so now that we've made it to the lure light, in this week's lure light, first off, it's just going to be me. And the reason why is because the technique we're going to be talking about, unfortunately, the guys don't really have much time on or any time on at all. I think James has never thrown this rig, and I think I've only gotten Kyle to throw this a couple times, and he's only been successful in catching anything about one time. So, it's been a rig I've used really all year long this year, except getting into the winter, I've kind of put it away. And the rig we're going to be talking about this week is the Nico rig, Neko rig, however you want to say it. I've heard it said millions of different ways, but I call it the Nico rig. Basically, what a Nico rig boils down to is you're going to need a O-ring at its simplest version, or you can use it without the O-ring and just go into the plastic. But a finesse wacky hook and a nail weight, preferably a tungsten nail weight. You're going to get more feel out of it. I don't really like to use lead in this scenario. I really like the tungsten. But all you're really going to do is take let's just use in this scenario, a Yamamoto Senko, your 5-inch Senko. Where that flat head is, you're going to insert the nail. I like to put the nail almost all the way in with just a little of that tungsten hanging out, so you get a little bit of noise when it hits the rocks and just a lot more feel out of it. And then if you're using an O-ring, you slip your O-ring up about halfway where you normally wacky rig it, and you're going to take your finesse hook and you're going to put that hook, basically you want this tip of the hook where the point is and the why can I not think of the word? Barb. You want that pointing towards the end of the worm, the tail of the worm, as you're going to go behind that ring and bring it back around. So basically, the way it'll end up looking at is almost like a drop shot hook. It's laying flat, and the shank of the hook point is pointing up towards the ass end, if you will, of the worm. So your weight's at the bottom, hook in the middle, pointing towards the ass of the worm. You now have a Nico rig. I like using, I like rubber tubing or O-rings. Either of those work perfectly for keeping your worm safe, your plastic safe, lasting a lot longer. Like I said, you can just go straight into the plastic and not use the rings or the tubing material, or some people use heat shrink. I've heard all kinds of different ways to do it, but if I'm using a straight worm, it's normally an O-ring. If I'm using anything else, I'm going to use tubing. So that's typically how the rig is set up. Where I like to fish this, this is bottom bouncing. You're going to bottom bounce it anywhere you can get it into. Get it next to some brush piles, next to some rocks. You can go pretty deep with this, but the deeper you go, the heavier the weight you're going to want, just so you get a little more feel out of it. Now, as far as what time of year, I've used this all year long. I really think this shines in the shallows, like that 3 to 4 inch or 4 foot range. That's kind of like where I really like to throw this, and just bounce it once or twice, let it fall back down, let it sit for a few seconds, bounce it a couple more times. You can drag it as well. I think different presentations work better depending on what kind of plastic you're using. If you're using plastisol baits, you're really going to want to do the drag method because it's going to keep that bait upright a little bit more. The bouncing method works too with those, but I just find the dragging method works a little bit more. With your plastisol baits, you can really get away with those hops, a lot of more movement in my opinion, because they're going to always be standing up straight just because of the way the plastic works. It's a lot more buoyant. Now, let's start out with weights. Weights, there is a lot on the market. You can kind of go down a rabbit hole. Ones that have really kind of shined for me this year are, let's see, I'm on Tackle Warehouse. As you all know, we really, really like this website on Small Ponds, Big Dreams. It's a great place to go and get all of your tackle. But so this year, I've used a lot of the X-Zone Tungsten Nail Pagoda nail weights. I've made a comment of those before. I've also used the, where are they? G7 Tungsten Straight Screw Sinker nail weights. Those are amazing. It's a JDM tackle, but still amazing tungsten. And then a lot of readily available to us here around town, the Z-Man Rattlesnaker Tungsten Spikes. Those have been really key with, 1, the Rattlesnaker, and 2, just Nico rigging. I love them. It's a perfect weight for you know, just between... I go based upon the size of the weight. I know that it changes how long it is in this particular weight style. So the smaller one I use a lot for my smaller dice baits. I do use them for other baits as well, but I use the longer ones mainly for my stick baits, other worms that I like. I do throw the Bellows Gill in the 2.8, so I like the smaller weight in the Z-Man Tungsten for that. So it just depends on what size plastic you're throwing and what weight you're looking for in depth. The other weight I really liked this year was the Zappu Tungsten Nail Sinkers. They're cheap and they're great. Good material, great tungsten, and again, I used it in everything except like small dice baits. I definitely use them in the Imokamushi Q-Bomb. Those are one I used a lot there. So there's some weight styles that I like. I do not like the weights that are like the screw-in weight that has like the head on the end. Like I said, I like a little hanging out, but I don't like a bulbous head, something that's like unnatural, that adds on to my plastic. I want them to really just kind of see the plastic when fishing this lure. Hooks. You cannot go wrong with the VMC Nico hook. That's one of the ones I started out with when I started this year. I moved on to the Redline series Wacky Nico hooks. Those suckers are sharp as can be. You can also find them pretty much in your local tackle shops. There's some other ones that I kind of tried off and on, but then I really landed on that Owner Weedless Sniper Finesse Nico hook or the Ryugi Heavy Guard Talisman. Kind of went back and forth between those two as which ones I used and which ones I could find available. With those, I just think the hookup ratio is quicker. Your main hook set with this rig is a lean-in method. You're using a spinning rod, so you don't really have to set the hook hard. It's an open hook, so you don't really have to set it. You're kind of leaning in and adding pressure and just staying on that pressure for a little bit. For whatever reason, the Owner and the Ryugi, they hook almost every time in the side, right in the corner, and it's just almost a perfect hook job. I don't know why, but that's just what I've found with my fishing over this year. I have a lot of catches on this rig this year, and it's really the first year I've really put time in on it. Last year, I didn't try it as much. The year before, I'd had some catches on it, but this year was really one of the ones that I really tried this rig out at. Now, one of the very first lures, soft plastic wise, that I actually was catching on was the Rapala Crush City Janitor Worm. Now these are made out of a TPE material, so they are going to be naturally buoyant. Real receptive to weights, as meaning is the plastic holds the weights really, really well. Some plastics, when you sling them out there, it will have a tendency to just have your weight fly out of your plastic. I will say a sneaky little tip: if you can plan what you're going to throw the night before, or you know there's a possibility of it, I will pre-glue the weights into my plastics. And I will say that again, I will pre-glue my weights in my plastics, and I've had real great success with that as well. Some people think that the glue adds too much scent. I think if you do it a day beforehand, all that scent is almost dissipated by the time you get out on the water. Now these Rapala Crest City janitors, you can get their wacky O-ring tool and their personal crossover rings, and it fits perfectly right in the notch of the worm. You also have a spade tail on this worm, so you have something that adds additional movement and ribbing on the worm as well. So this thing is moving a whole bunch while it's down there. Actually, I want to call out, I don't think this is made out of TPE material now that I think about it. It's just tough material. Yeah, salt impregnated. Yeah, no TPE in this. Wow. I will say it stands really well for not having any TPE. I thought it was one of their ones that did. Rapala, if you're listening, which you're not, make a TPE one. That would be gas. That would be gas. And then after that, I really went into thinking in my mind. I'm like, okay, so we need some floating plastic to try this with. So I really dove into some Z-Man ones. Of course, we've done a lot of Z-Man talk, so I'm just gonna be quick with these. One is the Z-Man Bang Sticks in the 5 3/4. I think these are perfect size for your ponds. Again, these are going to be hard to do unless you have the rattlesnaker. And the only tungsten weights that fit in there are the snaker weights. So be prepared if you're going to go into Z-Man or any kind of Elastec TPE material. I recommend heavily that you get that rattlesnaker. So then the only other one, I also did the big TRDs. And then the only other one that I tried a little bit of, didn't have much success, but I did try it, was the SMH Shaking My Head worms by Z-Man in collaboration with our good bud Brian Latimer, James's favorite professional angler, and I've met him once. He's a great guy. So I tried him out. I didn't have much success, but I do believe I didn't give him as much time as I needed to. I kind of think I was fishing it a little early in the spring, and they weren't really keyed in on something like that yet. So I think it just went. Maybe next year in the spring or in the summer, I'll probably pull this back out for another try. I like the fact that this is a 6.5 inch worm. This is when I was starting to get into a little bit bigger baits to try to get bigger bites. That's when I fell into also trying out the Big Bite Baits Nicorama. That one's a good one as well. That's a 7-inch worm. Not TPE. Has 2 notches in it for your O-rings. And then you have like a nice thin tail with a bulbous actual ass end of it. So nice worm there as well. The last one that I tried as far as something besides the brand I'm about to talk about now, or after this, is the Nikko brand, the Nikko. Their brand is made out of, I believe, TPE or some kind of material like that. And I really liked the Zaza leeches. Now, this is a smaller presentation. It's only 3.8, but with that rattlesnaker, you can get a weight in there, and then I just put the hook right in the plastic. Now, I will say you want to move it after a few bites because that plastic will start to slightly wear a hole there and just get a little easier to give you a little stretch, and it'll fall right off. So just move it around a little bit. But that was a sneaky one I found because it was a little more finessey, and it was just one I really, really enjoyed starting-wise. But then once I found that and I wanted something finessey, I was trying the G-Cracks Bellows Stick and the Bellows Gill. Now, both of these I recommend if you're using them to get their Nikko hacks. If you know what the Nikko hack is, it's just a little piece of plastic that goes in, secures, you cut off one side, it has a hole in it, you string your hook through the hole, and it pretty much never comes off. Now, I will say, I've had them rip the plastics before, But again, a little bit of pre-prep there with some glue, you can make them last a really long time. I think the stick and gill both serve two different purposes in what you're looking for functionality-wise. The stick worm, the bellows stick, is very great stickworm presentation, but you still get that bellows ribs, so it gives more movement in the water. So I think if you're a person that's using a Nico rig and you like the stick style baits, this is really going to fill that hole in your arsenal to try something a little different, other than the stick bait that everybody else might be throwing, right? The bellows gill creature bait is definitely your polar opposite, in my opinion, of the stick bait, because it's just a wider presentation. It has that wide body of a gill down to a slimmed pinpoint tail. And again, you have that nice thick ribbing in it, so it's really going to displace some water. This thing looks super good standing up on the bottom. And surprisingly, with all that SAF in it, it doesn't typically fall down as quickly. It still stands up straight up and down pretty well down there on the bottom. And then the last thing to come out from G-Crack that I was trying this year, as far as Nico rigging wise, of course, we've talked about it before. We've also talked about this brand a lot before, but the G Crazy Worm, made by Homeless Fisherman and G-Crack collaboration. I actually have caught a few fish off this worm. Nothing of any size, caliber, but it is just a presentation that is just, I have never seen before when using a Nico rig. It's an 18-inch worm, and when I say that, it's like, oh my goodness, Matt, how in the heck are you even thinking about using that? And we're talking about a presentation that was typically standing straight up and down off the bottom, but this worm doesn't do that. It almost curls up like a ball on the bottom. And then when you bounce it up, it does this crazy, almost like slithery motion that, I don't know, it's wild. It's something I've never seen before. And when I seen the action, I was like, oh my goodness, I want this. I know that this is something I'm going to probably use to target bigger fish, but it's just something I feel like fish hadn't seen, especially fishing around my area. And as far as other Nico baits go, seriously, anything you can get a weight in on the ass end of it and put either an O-ring or a hook in the middle of it, you're pretty much going to be able to Nico rig. I've done craws, I've done Hellgrammites, I've done stick baits, I've done 18-inch worms, I've done little TRDs in creeks, use a Nico rig and put a weight up in it, and I've caught. I mean, there's so many ways to change this rig to be either very finessey, power fishy, or whatever kind of arsenal that you're looking to add this to in yours is amazing. It's a great rig. It's something I could not recommend any more than anything other than a Ned rig. I feel like the Ned rig and the Nico rig are the two rigs that I'm recommending to people that are just starting out. Give it some time, a little bit of patience, and those two rigs will catch you fish. Now, the only little tip that I have for this rig is definitely use your spinning combo with a braid to fluoro leader. I cannot emphasize this enough for this rig, how much that line ratio, that line to connection to your hook, that specific one is important. And that's because that backbone you're going to get from the braid is very, 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 very important. The stretch of the fluorocarbon is very important too, but nowhere near as the backbone you're going to get from that braid. So invest in good braid. I don't go anything over 10 on mine. And invest in good fluoro. I don't go anything over 10 as well. You can if you want, but you can also go down for more pressured water. If you guys have any questions about the Nico rig, I've had a lot of time on it this year. I'd be happy to get in a great conversation with you. Always remember to email those questions in to spbdqna@gmail.com. We will also leave a link to that in the description below. And you know what? I think it's time to get back to the show.
quick message from your friendly editor. During the gift ideas section, the boys forgot to mention one very important suggestion: the Z-Man Rattlesnaker. As you heard in the lure light, it can be used to add weights to your soft plastics for different setups, including the Nico rig. It also can be used to add rattles to your soft plastics, to add that something extra to almost any presentation. If you have an angler in your life, this is the perfect gift. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
All right, now that we're back from that, I think it's time. Are we getting into Would You Rathers?
Let's do it.
James, you know you get to
Oakley
go
dokley.
first.
All right. So this first one, I think I know where everybody's going with this, but would you rather make a living, like no matter what, you're going to make a living, whichever one you choose, as a pro angler, or doing something fishing adjacent, like bait making or podcasting?
Basically, okay. That's hard. Because, so the thing about it would be, I think it would be fun to be the pro, but the problem with being the pro is you're away from your family a lot unless you take them on the road with you. And two, you have to like perform, right? Like you really have to know your shit. But right now we kind of know our shit. You really would have to know your shit.
Right.
I think I'm going the fishy adjacent. Because I still think like content creating on YouTube, like making fishing YouTube videos would be my like apex. I just suck at editing and suck at making videos. So I make podcasts. So that's my answer.
Kyle?
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to do the pro, I think, honestly. Because I think it'd be a new adventure. And, you know, I don't know. I think that's what I'd go.
I definitely see both sides to it. But I think
I mean, it'd be
podcasting...
once in a lifetime.
Yeah. I think podcasting is about as close to the public eye as I want to go. So I don't think I would choose pro angling. Also for some same reason as Matt there, the travel. The travel would be a lot. Whereas with the podcast, we can do it from anywhere. Same with bait making, really.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going fishing adjacent.
All
Yeah,
right.
that was a good question.
That was good. I like that one. Kyle, what you got for us this week?
Would you rather fish in heavy rain or 100-degree blazing sun all day?
Oh.
No, I'm picking heavy rain.
You
I'm
give your
picking heavy
reason before
rain,
I
dude.
do.
That's because the bite's gonna turn on, dude. I don't know why, but every time I've ever fished in the rain, the bite has always turned on.
And every time I fished in 100-degree heat, the
It's
bite is
off.
always turned off.
Yeah, it's off, dude. It is so off.
And I would much
Well,
rather
it's
be
not
wet
off,
than
but it's a
sweating.
grind. Yeah, and you're sweating so bad, your butt cheeks are just like swamp-assed out. No, dude.
No.
I'd rather be wet to my butt cheeks from the rain than be swamp-assed out.
Yeah. And, you know, if you're out in the heavy rain, you've probably prepared for it. And it's easier to prepare for heavy rain than it is 100-degree plus heat.
What are you picking, Kyle?
I think I am going to also do the rain because honestly, like you said, the bites do turn on, believe me, because I do know that for a fact. The sun also, though, it does bring out to a good shine where they do want to be on top of the water. Great days for top water fishing. I think I'm still going with the rain, though, honestly. I think rain.
I think it's the best choice, to be honest with you. Also, man, the heat, I mean, I don't know. You can catch some really good fish in the heat if you just grind it out, but that grind, oh man, that grind. In the summer, I want my feet in the water. I need to be in the water and fishing because that's about the only way to do it.
Yeah, I'd take that 100-degree heat and go creek fishing.
Yeah. Or like even like wade fishing the river.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd do that as well. All right. Yeah, I'm down with that. All right, boys. I got one for you. This one's a good one. Would you rather get a hook in the hand
Mm.
or take a catfish spine to the hand?
Mm. And you're
Mm-hmm.
talking like barb deep in the hand with the
Oh
hook,
yeah,
right?
barb deep. We're going barb deep, and we're taking the whole catfish spine.
Phew.
Oh no, I'm taking the hook, I guess. I don't know, honestly. Jesus, like the spine would be easier to pull out, but
Well, the spine's
fuck
gonna come
me.
out easy, but it's gonna go deeper.
Mm.
But the hook's gonna be harder to remove. You got
I don't know
about
because
2
don't they have
options.
these hook removal tools now?
They do, but I
That's
mean,
what I'm hoping.
do you own one? That's the
I mean, I've
problem.
already
Do
had a
you
pair
own-
of pliers through my hand, so I don't know.
Problem with the hook is removing it. You pretty much have to either push it back out to where you can clip the barb off and then pull it out, or you have to try to do the braid trick.
Right.
I've never got spined by a catfish, so you guys have to tell me what that's like.
I've never
James,
been either. I've been
James,
hit by a
I've
like
never
a
been
bluegill,
spined by a
but not.
catfish either.
Oh man.
It's not going to be good, I'll tell you that much. You know when you're looking at a catfish, I'm talking about like the long whisker that comes off it. That's a
Oh,
spine.
yeah.
Like
I
that's a
know.
whole spike. So yeah,
I
that
might-
going through your hand.
So like the catfish you can pull out easier, just throw your fish away and go get your medical attention of whatever you may need. But the hook you could just walk away and go get your medical attention and figure that shit out. But
I will say, people have
Right.
said that when you get a hook in your hand, it's better
Mhm.
to remove it quicker because the longer it is, the more damage it can do to your
Yeah.
nerve.
Right.
So, dude, when I made this question the other day, I was like, man, this is the biggest catch-22 we've made so far.
That is a good. It is a good one. It's a doozy.
I'll be honest with you. I've had a hook in my hand before. It was past the barb as well. Not super far past, but it was past the barb, and I had to pop it out the other side, cut the barb off, and run it back out. It sucked pretty bad, but it was not as bad as I think it would be to be stabbed by a catfish barb. Because I've heard what it's like by Tackle Talk podcast, because it happened to him. So I'm going with the hook.
Well, I think I'd go with the hook too, because honestly, if the catfish is alive and wiggling while you're getting, stuck, I'm out. Yeah, I'm going with the hook.
yeah, see, I still don't know that catfish is just going to come right back out.
Correct. But it's going to penetrate a lot farther than that hook's going to penetrate.
Well, unless you have to push that hook all the way through.
Not necessarily. You technically only have to go enough to go get the bend to come back around and pop it out. It's technically not too far depending on the size of the hook you're using, I guess.
And where it hits you in the hand.
True. You're hoping for the fattier part.
I mean, I've stabbed myself with a box knife in the hand by accident once.
I know, you were fighting aliens.
Yeah. And it wasn't that bad. It didn't hurt.
Just hot.
Yeah, it just bled a lot.
Mhm.
I'm going catfish. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going catfish spine, especially if I'm by myself.
Okay.
I just push that hook through and having to deal with the hook and the barb, which I've had to dig a treble hook out of a buddy's back before, and that was not fun.
You just can't do the hook.
Yeah, no, I'd rather
I
not.
know you applauded me when I would just like grab that fish out of the water the other day with that jerkbait in his mouth. You're like, you just grabbed it with like the treble hooks and all. I'm like, yeah, so.
My jerkbait had 3 sets of treble hooks on it, man. That was a lot of chances.
He said a lot of vulnerability.
When I started getting into swim baits, I just kind of came to the realization that more than likely I'm gonna get one of these suckers in my hand again. So.
Yeah.
No
Came
biggie.
to the conclusion, like, I might as well just get over it now.
Like I'm thinking about doing it just so I can remember what it's like, so when it happens again, it doesn't
Oh,
surprise
that's
me.
horrible.
All right, James, you're next, my good man.
All right. Would you rather have unlimited soft plastics for the rest of your life, or unlimited terminal tackle. I'm talking like you just think of what you want, you reach in your tackle bag, and it's there every time.
Oof.
That's a good one. That's good. That's good. Dang, that's really good.
I mean, how many times do I get to pull out?
For the rest of your life.
I mean, like, how many times throughout the day?
Anytime you need it, you just reach in.
Anytime.
You have either the soft plastic you want or the terminal tackle you want.
Man, that's a good one because it's like you immediately. I feel like when you first said it, my mind immediately went to terminal tackle because it's like, okay, sick terminal tackle. Now every time I buy a pack of soft plastics, I don't have to buy terminal tackle. That's awesome. But at the same time, my mind was like, oh, because when you lose it, you don't really lose it. But you still lose the soft plastic, so you really are losing something.
Mm-hmm. How many times have you been out on the water and you've been catching fish on a plastic and you've run out of them?
A lot. More than I ran out of terminal, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And it's my, like, when you say soft plastics, it's the soft plastics of my choosing. It's not like, I'm like, I want a bellows gill, and I get, like, a Temu bellows gill. I get an actual bellows gill.
Whatever you reach in for. Same with the terminal tackle, though. Fish tungsten the rest of your life. And not have to worry.
Yeah, that's true. And then you could get the bougie tackle, like terminal tackle. Oh, dude. I think I'm going to do the terminal tackle. Yeah, I'm doing terminal tackle, especially now with having my hard swim baits and needing like split rings and treble hooks and things like that. Yeah, I'm definitely going terminal.
Kyle?
I believe I'm gonna go soft plastics.
All right. I thought about this for a while, and I also am going to go terminal tackle because then I'm just going to start making soft plastics again.
Oh, that's a good idea. Kyle wants you to do that anyway.
Right.
He could use some worms.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, when we run out of building to record our podcast in, we can have a plastics room too.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good, man. That's a good one. These have been some fire would you rathers. All right, Kyle, what about you, my man?
All right. Would you rather your buddy hook your hat every trip, casting it into the water, or hooks your ass every season?
Like just one time?
And I mean hooks your ass. I mean hooks your ass.
But just like one time or multiple times?
I mean, we'll say multiple times.
I'm just gonna go with my hat.
Say at least. Let's say for each season, 3 times a month. So one time a month.
Okay, but then
so 3 times a season.
But every time I go out, he's taking my hat off my head.
Right, every time I'm exposing your bald ass.
Oh, dude, expose away. That sounds way better than getting a hook in the ass.
But I'm gonna yell bald like off SpongeBob.
That's second time my buddy hooks me in the ass, I probably just might stop fishing with him.
Yeah, I might kill him.
Like one time,
yeah.
Okay. Second time?
You say one time because you've hooked a person before.
Now for the hat, though, you could get like a nice waterproof floating hat and just attach it to a retractable lanyard and retrieve it every time.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
So what was funny about this question was that I actually did this to my son. Remember, Matt?
Oh yeah.
So
I was water.
Yeah, I didn't mean to, but I actually casted it into the water. Yeah. But what's funny, I threw it back. I threw my lure back out. And I believe I had treble hooks on it that time with the blooper, and I hooked it the first time and I was like, sweet, and I reeled it in and it got real close to the shore and then I dropped it again and I was like, damn it, and Matt starts laughing at me. So, but yeah, I officially got it out. My son was like, "Dad," I was like, "Put it on your head." He's like, "No." So it was funny. That was great.
It's amazing. So what are you choosing, the hat then?
Oh yeah, I'm going for your hat.
That's what I figured. I know you want my hat, big boy.
I want the hat.
Alright, so my last would you rather is, would you rather never fish your medium heavy bait caster combo again? Or would you rather never fish your, I'm pretty sure you guys have medium spinning combos again?
Oh no.
It's just those
no.
combos. You're going to have every other combo in your lineup minus which combo you choose.
All right, I can answer this one pretty easily, I think.
Okay.
I will give up my medium spinning combo and trade it in for a BFS casting combo.
Oh, you really are. You're gonna have a BFS rod next year, aren't you?
I might. I just can't see myself going without my main bait casting.
I have been
rod.
hearing about it.
I think you need one.
I do.
I think you need one next
I need
year.
one for those creeks next year, like badly.
I think you do. And you know what's funny? I think if you get one and you take it out to the creeks, I think you're gonna enjoy it so much you'll probably start using it at the ponds too.
Probably.
I think once you put that in James's hands, he probably won't take it out. It's like his pee-pee when he was 12.
Well, no, because I'm still going to have my other bait caster for my full-size chatterbaits and jerk baits. Well, the jerk bait will go on BFS.
I know, but you're going to get bit so hard on the smaller versions of those that you're going to be like, why would I throw the bigger version? I'm catching the same size fish. Why would I do it?
Right.
But, I mean, my guy has started getting me looking into, some swim baits.
True. We getting on that grind next year, don't you worry, baby.
Although they do make micro glides.
Mm-hmm, they do. That Raptor looks sick.
Yeah, I think that'll clean up in the creeks.
Oh, yeah, dude. I think it would. Dude, can you imagine just it gliding in and then back out and in and back out of those laydowns?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Kyle, what are you choosing? We're still in a question here.
Oh, yeah, what are you choosing, Kyle?
I think I had to give up my spinning also.
Reason being?
I think I had to give up. Well, I'd like something better. I think I'd like something better, honestly. I'm not sure exactly what that might be just yet, but, because I'm so still green to the, but I'll eventually find something, because I like playing with your guys' shit, too, you know what I mean? You guys let me cast your guys' stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's neat, and that's nice. Like your DC, or like your one with your chip, like you did, but that one
that
was
is my
the,
DC.
That was, right, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
But, yeah.
So Kyle is giving up spinning. I'm also going to give up my spinning. Because, one, I have another spinning that's a medium light. So
I knew that was coming.
I'm fine. And two, I got a swim bait rod. I'm good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I thought you might do the
I need to
bait
get
caster,
me some more stuff, yeah.
Because...
Nah, I still got to have that medium heavy or else I won't be able to throw my artisan gill, buddy.
Yeah.
I got to throw what my buddy got me for my birthday.
It's true. Well, you could
I
throw
would
that on
say
your swim
spinning
bait
because
rod.
my other
and be
one's
all
just a
right.
heavy.
Oh my gosh, it would feel like throwing a weightless Senko on my medium heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know we're winding down to the end of the podcast because we've done our Would You Rathers, but I wanted to say one thing before we wound down and got out of here for the night. A little bit of a surprise for your boys, but if I'm not mistaken, I think this is episode 7. Am I correct?
You're correct.
All right. Well, I just want to read you guys a little statistic that I seen online. I've also heard from other podcasts, but I wanted to read what it says online for you, okay? So it says the average amount of episodes for a podcast that quits is very low. often cited as being between 7 and 10 episodes, with many sources noting that nearly half of all podcasts stop after just 3 episodes. That is a high rate of failure is often attributed to the lack of consistency, high intellectual expectations, and the overwhelming amount of work involved in the podcast. So basically, most of the time, most podcasts don't make it past 7 episodes. Boys, we have made it past 50% more than most podcasts.
Let's go.
I thought that was
Yay.
a nice little
If you could hear
little
it.
pat on the back, a little hoorah, a little, I don't know, a little like we're doing it kind of thing. I thought that was kind of cool. So on to more episodes, right? 7 on to 100.
Many more to
Yep,
come.
for a good. Yep, many more. Hopefully,
Many
for
more.
sure.
Well, you guys got any ending remarks? Anything exciting? I'm going fishing tomorrow. I know no one else is, but I'm gonna go give it a send tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Go throw some jerk baits and neds around, I guess. It's supposed to be cold and possibly there's supposed to be that white wintry mix coming as well.
Yes, that's what I've heard. It has been snowing for the past 2 days also.
Not much though.
A
It's just
light
like
shower. Yeah, just a little
just
light
little
drizzle. Yeah.
dustings, nothing crazy. But it's definitely cold out there.
I'm excited to hear how that goes for you tomorrow.
I'm hoping to report good news. I'm gonna wear thermals. I'm gonna wear gloves, and I'm gonna wear a toboggan. And I'm just gonna go hit the mad, I think. And like those, that one spot where I caught the one smallie, and the one spot where you caught the one smallie, and then I might venture down just a little bit further to that one deep hole where that child and her dad was. But other than that, I'm not gonna go any further. I thought about maybe poking around at the dam, but I don't know if I'm really into that long of a walk.
Yeah.
Especially if I have to swing by your place tomorrow. Well, boys, I think another great show from all of us here
Yeah, for
at
sure.
Small Ponds, Big Dreams. Tight lines.
Tie lines.
Tight lines.